it was senior year, and so we both kind of wanted to be single for senior year, but wanted to get a date for homecoming. So.
Yeah, we actually had one of our friends, mutual friend, set us up.
Well, we met in college, and a friend of mine was talking about Rick and said she thought that he was really cute. And what do I think of him? Because I was a friend of her husband her boyfriend was a friend of Rick's. And
That's
I
my
thought,
roommate.
yeah, it was your roommate. And I thought, oh, I think he's a little too short. But then, you know, I started talking to him, and I was like, oh, and that's right, we went.
I thought you were an athlete because I thought you were jogging. I thought you liked to exercise.
That's right. We went jogging, the whole group of people, and I kind of ran along with Rick.
Because I was slow.
Because you were actually serious about running. And the other people, they were chatting and stuff, and so I thought, well, I feel bad for him, so I ran along with him, and then he asked me out on a date, so that was it.
I was going to come here for 6 months from Texas, and I was just going to do the election, and and then I was going to go back home and live the rest of my life, and then I said to myself, I can't let him live his life there and me live my life there, because I think we're supposed to live our life together. So I gave it 6 more months, and now it's 20 years.
And she laughed at all my jokes. She went to Anita's with me. She loved the movie Fletch, and she's gorgeous. So what else can you do?
You didn't say smoking hot.
I can't say smoking hot on the church. I would generally say smoking hot.
Well, we met in high school when we were very young in the church youth group. So every Sunday morning we went to Sunday school together. Every Sunday evening we went to youth group. We did a lot of fun things. Did a lot of things in high school.
Yeah, Cheryl was 15 and I was 16 on our first date, which was an MYF, Methodist Youth Fellowship, square dance.
I proposed. And it was just, a little thing at home. Nothing too special. I made dinner.
Yeah, I came home and he had locked the door, which was weird, and I was trying to get in and knocked, and he answered and had a bunch of flowers and had flowers out and made dinner and just proposed at home, which was nice because we're pretty laid back chill, so it was.
Gail and I were co-directors of Brookfield Community Swim Team in Chantilly, and then the adults had gotten together for a party, and that same question had been asked, like, how'd you
and all the women were telling about how they were proposed, and I said, well, Rick never really proposed. So at the end of the swim team final party, they called me up, and Rick came out with his bathing suit on, but a jacket and tie and flowers, and got down on one knee and said, Gail, with a sign that said, will you marry me? And I could hear these parents say, I thought they were already married. I mean,
we had three kids on the team.
We walked down to the river, and I asked her to marry me.
Yeah.
I might have gotten on my knee too.
I think you did.
I think I did.
Yeah, he did it right.
Yeah. So, no.
I proposed at in a little garden in a restaurant called Mrs. K's Toll House in Silver Spring, Maryland. And the garden, it was actually a fountain in a little pond, and there was a little oriental bridge. And so we were on the little oriental bridge, and I believe I kneeled down on one knee and gave her the ring. And the history behind that restaurant is that we went to that restaurant during our first prom for dinner.
We had a really long period of time to build up trust and friendship, before we were thinking about getting married and that sort of thing. And I think that's helped us out a lot since
Find
we've
somebody, find the right person to start with, and then things just kind of work out for you.
And don't forget those daily kindnesses,
I would say just to remember that you're on the same team, and that, just use a sports analogy, I probably learned that from you. But you're on the same team, and Jesus wasn't keeping score of what people did and who said what and who did what. He was just giving grace and giving forgiveness and giving mercy. And I think your team is going to be successful if you are working on that more than how many shoes you picked up, or who did the most work that day, or who's more tired than the next person. If you're working on giving more grace and more forgiveness and more mercy, your team's going to win.
I would say communicate, talk a lot. We spent many years and still do it after the children went to bed. Talk at night, every evening. And have respect for each other's opinions, and also to live your life with high morals and believe in God, follow God, and teach your children to live the way God wants you to live.
I think the focus of a married life should be God followed by your family. As long as you keep your family the focus along with God, you'll have a successful marriage and a successful life.
I mean, the whole time you feel like you can be yourself, but definitely when you live with somebody and you see them all day, you're more yourself and more, you're more willing to call out things that you want in life or whatever.
Yeah, to tell it to the other person straight.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, and all of the decisions you make really affect a family instead of just yourself. So
I think how much we have come to think alike.
Yeah.
And that, we'll find ourselves reading the same articles in the newspaper.
We're thinking the same thoughts at precisely the same time.
It's really eerie.
Surprised. Paul is very serious and get down to business guy on the outside, but when he's home and with family, he's very funny. So I think that surprised me.
That I love him so much more than I did the day I walked down the aisle, which I really think is true. I think because it comes with knowing the person better and knowing how he handles curveballs thrown and
we're getting really sappy.
we
now.
all, this is
I
so
did
not
not
us.
expect it. Did not expect to get that.